Ah, hello. Are you here?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard.
Of course I have. So,
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry. My brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. So, you're here to ask about wonder cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the types of ore needed to make wonder cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time.
No, we were gonna ask you what kind.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with vision. It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint. Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals...
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the divine damsel of devastation. Also, I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there. I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at no wonder the legend of the divine damsel of devastation is said to have taken place here. Adepta.
The divine damsel, what's the story about them?
It's the story of a girl become...
Cool, a hero story?
The legend first arose in this area. It is said that there used to be a prosperous village In that village, there was a loving couple who were completely devoted to one another. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke his spirit. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must suck."
What a nasty piece of work! Ugh.
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl, unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends, but alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air.
I really like the story, but I personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as... I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she...
I've considered opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script of this play, I suppose his intention was to inspire his audience with the character of the divine...
I think it's a great story.
Well, it sure inspired. Come on, let's go get ourselves. This should be enough Star Splinter iron. Now we just need to find that Sabrosium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Excuse us. Huh. He didn't...
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if...
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Shenhua, Yunjin.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Sabrosium. But I think you can find some information. This place is deserted now. No one ever comes here. So you can...
Huh? You know that...
Thank you, kind sir. We'll go... Don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be quite...
Okay, then let's see what we...
What's this? So, now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an Adeptus, so that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling when... According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera was actually... And she didn't volunteer. She... Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. It wasn't her choice to enter that ghastly situation. Oh, it looks like my father may need to make a few revisions to it.
You can always tell which ones are ripe for the picking by the sound they make when you tap on them.
So it seems that Shenhe's father thought he was summoning a benevolent deity using a magic incantation. But in fact, he summoned an evil god's remains, which took the form of a monster. His obsessive yearning for his deceased... Still, I do wonder...
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there. This is it! So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake. Let's go back and tell
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired Adeptus from a merchant passing by. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing the summoning ritual. I had plenty of chances, but I couldn't bring myself to stand up to him. I just let things happen, let it all— I bring flowers back here every year. And each time I wish I had a chance to
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found— There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love.
Do you still hate—
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the— So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not—
It must have been so tough for you all the—
Shenhe, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhe, it brings me some solace knowing that you— I'll tell you more about the old times next—
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhe, look! This tells us how to find Subrosium. All we gotta do is go to the middle of that—
Let's go then.
Miss Shenhe, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary. It turned—
Why?
I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth, but now—
It's okay. I like your version.
But,
My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that So, I hope that one day I might— But I've never thought this way before, and I want—
don't worry. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become—
Shenhe! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! We can't let someone else— if Beto's made any progress.
What brings you here? Have they found a solution to the danger in the sea? Ningguang didn't tell you. Something has happened in Guyan Stone Forest. According to the contract, as an Adeptus, but these things can be unpredictable. I have a contingency plan of my own. Only a single mountain lies between here and Leo. If things get out of control, I will
Oh,
So, are they...
this is some top quality ore you found. I guess now it's my time to shine.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing? I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before, and says it'd take a lot of research.
Leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your business. Don't worry.
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti sigils next, but where should we find—
I'll sort that out.
Oh? You got—
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti for years. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the con. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber, so she sent me to deliver. Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. Maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all. But either way, I'm very glad to have met you.
Without knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should say, but now our paths have crossed. We'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship. There'll be a drink with—
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to use your facilities to make the sigils.
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the Adepti arts work.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects inferior to my master's.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Great! Let's go submit them for someone else gets... Ningguang's little secretary! We found all the materials!
Oh, all three of you found them. The Wonder Cores and Adepti sigils look good. It seems... I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are...
What? It's over already? I haven't even...
So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber.
Huh? Where's Beto?
Captain Beto has some business to attend to. She will join later.
Alright then, guess we'll head on up to the Jade Chamber. This has been a long time coming. The last time we went up to the Jade Chamber...
Combine the Adepti sigils with the Wonder Cores and insert them into the Jade Chamber's control. The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Once the tethers are released, thank you all for your work. Now,
Yeah!
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason for your involvement. You are looking for
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your...
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur. So what would you say if I proposed that we stage your first performance right here? The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city. It is fitting for the finest...
Thank you, Lady Ningguang.
You're quite welcome. It's true.
A traveler, Shenhe, Paimon, I'll be leaving.
You're next. What is your question? I should clarify. I do not know your brother's whereabouts.
Wow. You're a mind reader, Ningguang. Oh well.
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might think. Capital, connections, sensitivity to the trends, and instinct for what is a good opportunity. If you want to know how to make money, I will honor our agreement and give you an answer. But that is not to say that it will work for you.
Wow. Paimon hadn't even asked the...
Your question was written all over your face. Now look, you help, so I promise you that should you one day require financial assistance, you may seek employment here. I will pay...
Oh, great! So next time no more questions from us.
Me?
Yes, that's a...
Thank you. But I don't have anything to ask.
Are you sure? This is a once-in-a-life...
Yeah, just don't waste it. Hold on a second. Paimon can probably...
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can ever fit in Li...
Now that is an interesting... Liyue Harbor is very inclusive, as long as you respect the rules here. So, the key is whether or not you yourself can develop a sense of belonging.
Oh, a sense...
Yes. To become fond of a place, to feel part of it. Perhaps someone you've met, or something you've experienced here. Or in short, everyone...
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet. I'm a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou! It's your turn!
Me? Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to help out, so I figured I may as well get involved with the Ningguang, don't forget what we talked. It's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my fleet can take it on their own.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready, and the Millilith have set up an ambush.
Glad to hear it. Watch your back.
Beidou? Ningguang?
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation. When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform. At that time, I dreamed that one day the Jade Chamber's shadow would be seen at all. My wish has not changed to this very day. However, it is not only out of consideration for myself that I have built the Jade Chamber anew at this time. I hope the Jade Chamber will always float in the skies above Liyue Harbor, bearing witness, and I hope that you can all witness it with me. Let the Ascension ceremony commence! Right on cue. The Avenger of the Vortex, Beisht.
Who is that?
Osial's wife. Final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming!
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Got it. Well, let's go fetch the Adepti.
No. In this human age, The people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone!
What's that? Wait! A giant wave!
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
What are you doing here?
We can't let you be the only one taking this risk!
I hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
We'll help too!
My will embodied! away.
Time to say hello.
She's getting away! Shouldn't we go after her?
I'm just a little exhausted. I wanted to deal with it myself. Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime soon. After an injury like that, she'll let—
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with. She was injured before entering the water.
Good. So the crisis has been safely averted. When you've—
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyan Stone Forest and the surrounding waters have returned to normal.
Thank you. How are the—
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared and Lady Keqing's command, our losses were— Of course, we owe huge thanks to this young lady for— on behalf of the entire Millilith.
Great. Then next time I watch Miss Yun's opera, I'll be able to take the I wasn't trying to be a hero, though.
Let the soldiers recuperate.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you—
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smoothly had it not been—
That I do not deny. However, final victory was always going to be ours, even had things been a little more arduous. If it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista, and find oneself compelled to admit that you have evidenced some degree of novel thinking. You have learned from past failures and prepared for this crisis in advance. Hence, on balance, one finds your performance during this trial satisfactory enough. But there will no doubt be further trials to come in the future. Do not suppose that one will not continue—
While the position of Tianquan remains mine, I will always ensure—
Shenhe, one saw you secretly venture out from the mountains a few years ago, and noticed the air of dejection. Hopefully this trip to Liyue Harbor—
Yes. I feel happier than I expected.
Good. Traveler, please take good care of Shenhe. In fact, one has many fond memories of Shenhe's—
There'll be no need.
Oh. They are all like this. Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you. One shall—
Please, have a good rest. Come to the— We must celebrate both the—
The Millilith's casualties are within the range we expected, but in hindsight, there were still flaws with our plan. If we'd had more time, we could have built a barrier here to We must learn from this experience and never repeat the same mistakes again.
All of you here are my distinguished guests. Those who don't drink alcohol, please, help yourself to other beverages. Fine wine is a delight to the senses, but it is far from the only one.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing today.
Sure have. Honestly, it's the main reason I'm here. I've never missed any of Miss... I hear she's going to perform The Divine Damsel of Devastation today. The one written by her
Hey! Look! Miss...
神女劈冠到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。世道未必人不识，自有知音多情思。功名烈烈见流星，只知无愁心。彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang. It was beautiful.
It was wonderful. Also,
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the Divine Damsel of Devastation is a more nuanced tale. The play has an ending, but life goes on. I believe.
Thank you.
Ms. Yun. Here you are. Great to... Huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Yeah, that's it, like an adeptus. Wait, you're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The Divine Damsel herself. And look who else we have. Let me pull up a chair, all right. We'll all have a...
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via the orifice of your own...
Uh-oh, this feels all too familiar. Shenhe's back to her old...
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe.
Ad Astra. Ad Astra Abyss. Ad Astra Abyssos. Thank you for completing.
Like a wolf. I like to hunt with you.
Ad Astra Abyss.
I smell rabbit.
Ad Astra Abyss.
You can't beat the atmosphere here in Bayland.
Hello, Mr. Crossell.
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What bring...
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met...
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hair... Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize, I've already rented them out to a lady named Chiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you...
Wait, isn't Smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Chiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, in return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Chiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yet, these terms are very clear.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need to ensure...
In that case, my tutor, Mr. Lives, we'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at her...
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll...
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell.
Whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Mr. Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented... My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value... There's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice. My family is in the ore business, too. But business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around. So we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down, but now that I've lost the hairpins...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild. But
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Mr. Chow, would you let...
Huh? Well, I mean, sure.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Jiqiao somehow. True. Though surely they're...
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices, and given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being
even higher. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Jichao looks like she's about to
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Whichever way you look at it.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is
Please. Please, however much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants after all. It's now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have so hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain.
Smooth to the touch. Fine. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. You lost them? Are you serious?
I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the—
Mora! Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow and
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last...
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise...
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit.
I tried this time.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be...
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. I don't know if Granny told you this, but smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the smaragdus jadeite.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually he would, and then he'd throw the smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them.
Well then, since you're so experienced in—
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow.
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even— It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than—
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this—
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have—
I've had a read through. Everything checked.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve. Once we've got some things— I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case—
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask—
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be— Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to— I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional. If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to— Oh! Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently?
A Snezhnayan merchant named— I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought.
Do you have a—
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at—
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental sight a shot. So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards?
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the mark, and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up.
But never mind, Shirto.
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Miss Yenfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus Jadeite, did he?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yenfei, but
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what—
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Sinxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the—
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's—
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal code.
You
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out, oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just—
Again with that casual—
Well, that's that then.
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you.
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossell asked you to put him in—
Crossell. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezh. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found.
Miss Sinxi, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pin. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry.
Thank you, Sinxi. Now, could you let me borrow?
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return your document as—
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need.
The weirdo with the snake around his neck?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite is— Once we have this final piece of evidence in our—
My, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Though I'm afraid that if you're looking... And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well. Now that's an even rare...
No. I'm here this time to ask...
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they... Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yen, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official...
That is indeed the case. If you would...
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus jadeite recently. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of... I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if you're...
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baijiu. Thank you for printing us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you.
You're too kind.
That Baijiu guy is weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baijiu's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yenfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will know.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now...
Wonderful. Well then.
Of course. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her?
Not all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price she paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yenfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge sum for penis jadeite, and you claim that the ore laid on the hair is somehow fake?
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and affidavits signed by the business owners.
Seriously? Even the boss there differentiating Smaragdus jadeite and Smaragdus nephrite. How does it? In any case, Smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite. He returned the jadeite core to me, and the nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I missing exactly?
Unsubstantiated.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about...
Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all.
Hard evidence? Something really bonding? We have just the thing.
This document proves that my evidence are real deal, does it? This is a mystery seal.
Our second piece of evidence...
You know, you could be right. Perhaps...
Of course I'm right. All the evidence...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that... Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mortals who touch sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause mild malady. In serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality. Mr. Crossell, are you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus jadeite? No idea, you say. I guess as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous... I'm afraid that this is outside the scope of my work, but within that of the ministry. However, I'm sure that the ministry will be relatively lenient, considering that, as I say, you were ignorant of the danger you pose. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the ministry. I trust that you'll give them full cooperation in their...
Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But you know Smaragdus jadeite's dangerous properties before?
Huh? No!
Are actually laid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this... Mr. Crossell, your answer please. My clients and I are waiting.
He'll be seriously intimidating right now. It's like a different...
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid... But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a... But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Zhiqiao lost their hairpins after
Exactly. If they weren't your deal...
I didn't want to either, but I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite. Some of my business partners found out. I knew they were watching closely to see how much I could make of it. If word got out I sold a pair of hairpins, then my days of life is...
Alright, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see whether any of this had on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow
10 times.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow...
20%? That's as much as I spent on that for...
There's no need. It's It's fine. Even if the Smaragd's Jade on Serapins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legal or not, I can help.
Mr. Chow.
However, Mr. Castle, since you haven't used that chunk of Smaragd's Jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead?
What? All right then. Miss Curtis.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn this Smaragd's Jade over to you. I trust that it's a...
Well, that's not quite how the rules say it should go, but whatever.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you...
Well
then, that's good, Mr. Russell. It seems that my mind has no...
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ore. If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores, I think we could do some fine business.
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Exactly.
The right solution depends... The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, an Adeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by the title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as... any case. Don't you think that the Liyue Harbor...
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely...
Well, since we got what we came for...
Ah, you've returned. Good, good. Then we have...
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting.
Oh, you. All right, then.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose... I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law...
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean...
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child, goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he... Ah, indeed she is. Liyue Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with this family. If you were to drop it, take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your tea.
Wait a minute, Granny! How exactly are we supposed—
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! There's even a grip, huh? But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Paimon can't do that! Well, you're the... Still... Oh, wait a second.
Well, it seems that we have a visit.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot. Hang on a moment. Oh, call me. I suppose you may call.
So you're the little help.
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, you may leave all matters regarding the... Your journey may be far from over. But at least this way, you will not want for a comfortable place to sleep each night. Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their realms, and you may consider me a butler. If now, allow me to explain this. Have you any blueprints on you? Specifically, as long as you have a blueprint, you can
Blueprints? Oh, that's right!
Yes, these are the blueprints. Just commit the image of the... Then simply release the thought from your mind and the object in the blueprint.
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside.
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, this world is not a true one after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from the mortal realm.
A golden-eyed adeptus? Paimon...
I hardly remember myself. What's more, I have never seen that adeptus again since. Well, let's not dwell on that. Have a look around. If there's anything you would like...
I keep watch. You leave, you call me. I'm hungry. Let's hunt. I smell rabbit.
I'll admit, it's cozy here, but there's not a whole... Oh? Ah, look who finally showed up. Any chance you've got an exciting gig for... Beats living in the desert. No crazy temperatures, no howling gales, no sand. Plus, you don't have to keep an eye out for monsters popping out of the ground or vultures swooping down from the sky. There's no getting around these things if you want to... You also can't forget to keep your guard up in case of trouble. Whoa, what's with that look on your face? Relax, you've got me. Just bring me along the next time you go to the desert. And
I keep watch. You leave, you call me. I smell rabbit. I'm hungry. Let's hunt.
Maybe you're not used to the place at the moment, but what... If you ever have it...
I keep watch. You leave, you call me. I smell rabbit.